God Talk Unfiltered.
I'm trying to think. I was here last in, I was like April or something like that. And I was talking about the fact that on my birthday in 19, I turned 70. And I remembered freaking my mom out. And so I decided I'm not going to let it freak me out. I'm going to make it a Jubilee year. I'm going to have all these wonderful plans. And I'm going to travel. I'm going to do all these wonderful things. And you know what happens when you plan. So, I have a 20-second elevator speech on what happened. In the middle of June, I started experiencing some pain in the middle of my back between my shoulder blades, and we thought it was a muscle spasm, and it was just kept getting worse, and treated it with a variety of things that didn't really have any effect. And finally, in the middle of July, I stopped being able to walk. In a period of about 3 days, I went from ambulatory to unable to hold myself upright or walk. And I was admitted to the hospital, and I was diagnosed with stage 4 renal cell carcinoma that metastasized to my spine. The tumor was pushing on my spinal cord in a way that made me unable to walk. And so your life can change in a blink of an eye. All my plans. I don't even know where to go. So the biggest problem was actually not, even though the primary site was my kidney, the thing on my back, if it got any worse, was going to make me permanently disabled. And plus it hurt like, oh my God, black face 10 all the way on the side of that little chart they have. You know, you don't want that pain. And so I got transferred downtown to Henry Ford, and they did 2 operations on me to plug the blood vessels in the tumor and then remove the tumor. And then I was very lucky to qualify for inpatient rehab. So, and they, at the same time, they radiated my spine because some of the cancer had gotten into the bone, and that's the only thing they can do with it is radiation. So, and I came home. I was 5 weeks in the hospital, and I cannot tell you how freaking long that is when you cannot get out of bed. It is so long, and my buns were, not all that happy with me. And I had a lot of time to think, way too much time to think. And it's a very clarifying experience that I don't recommend to anybody. Not that clarification is not bad, but the means. That some easier way would have been. This is the thing, God's not going to talk. He's going to whack me over the head with a 2x4 with effing cancer, I had a plan. I had previous plans in my Jubilee plans were going to Maui at the end of September with my son and his wife, and Alaska in this July. And the doctors said, well, they weren't sure about Maui, but they told me not to cancel Alaska. So I thought, oh, okay, that's good. But I actually did get to Maui. It was very difficult because I couldn't walk. And, my son we had to rent a wheelchair, and my son they had to push me around, and I couldn't do some of the things that I really wanted to do, but God damn it, I went. And that was a bloody long airplane ride, especially when you're not quite sure you're going to be able. This is one of the very humbling things about this, is that your life gets down to where's the bathroom, and can I get there? It's very humbling, especially for somebody who likes to be in control. So I did that, and then I've started on immunotherapy, and for the original cancer, for the primary site. And I didn't have any side effects until the first of the year, when I had one of these ones that really kept me close to the little room. And that's no fun at all, and it's been resistant. It's starting to respond to treatment. And the tumor has shrunk. This is probably something we're going to manage as long as we can. We're just going to keep it as bay. We're going to give me as much time as we can. I don't know what the time frame is. Nobody knows, and I don't even think about that anymore. And I wrote up this thing, and I have a Caring Bridge website. When I had way too much time on my hand in the middle of the night, I did some writing, and oh hell, am I gonna get it? But I wrote about what did cancer take away from me? Well, it took away my ability to hold myself upright temporarily. It took my ability to walk away temporarily. There was something else. And then I said, my illusion of control, I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I'm stuck with that one. And my illusion of immortality, which we're just not going to be able to get around. But the things that didn't take away from me were my sense of humor, my outlook on life, my ability to be a pain in the ass, quite frankly. I have a pretty good vocabulary. So there are some things that it did not take away who I am, and I'm not going to let it. I'm not going to be cancer girl. It's a thing that's happening to me, and as much as I don't want to admit that I might not have fallen too far from the tree, I think my pragmatic approach to dealing with problems came from my mom. Like if anybody ever said to me, "Oh, you're just like your mother," go like, "Don't you dare say that to me," but like I think in some ways that's true. Wow. But at any rate, one of the things that you find out, one of the things that I found out in this was how many friends I have, and I think that you don't know what kind of when you find out what kind of a life you have lived when something terrible like this happens, and what your support system is. And my son lives in LA, and so I don't get to see him. So I have friends. I have wonderful friends, and I've been lavished with cards and help and rides and food and concern. And it's if they're in it, and honestly a really weird sense of calm about the whole thing, which is anybody who knows me is not my natural bent at all. So any day that so right now when I don't have any pain, my mobility is improving every day. I don't feel sick. My cancer is treatable, and as long as I have a day like that, it's a good day. And I'm not like freaking out. It's a good day. I had written this little thing, and it says, it's like I think of it. The metaphor is like, so it's like a drip's coming off the top of a cave, and a little bit of mineral gets deposited, a tiny bit, and you don't even notice. And every drip, a little bit. And if you're not paying attention, and then all of a sudden you turn around and there's a pillar. And it's like our life. Every day, everything we say, everything we do, whether we pay attention to what we're doing and saying or not, has an effect of some kind. And when you turn around, what are you going to find? I'm sure that this insight, it doesn't stay fresh, but the thing is, we should pay more attention to everything. And I just want to thank everybody for just being there in spirit and everything like that.